Is Cape Coral's real estate market finally cooling off, or are we gearing up for the next big shift? In June 2025, we're seeing trends that could make or break your next move. Whether you're buying, selling, or just watching the market, you need to know what's really going on behind the scenes and the headlines. Home prices, inventory, buyer behavior, it's all changing right now. But is it in your favor? Let's break it down so that you can move with confidence and avoid the costly mistakes others are making. I'm Adam Thompson, local realtor right here in Cape Coral. I help people just like you buy, sell, and relocate to our slice of paradise here in Southwest Florida. Whether you're looking for a waterfront home, a new construction opportunity, or just trying to make sense of this market, I'm here to help. If you're thinking about making a move or even just planning for the future, my contact info is in the description below. Call me, text me, or email me whenever works for you. I'd love to help you get it right. And if you're into real talk about the market, local tips, and Cape Coral living, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I put out new videos every single week to help you stay ahead of the curve. Before we dive into the June numbers, let me tell you what I'm hearing every single day from people in the market right now, from both buyers and sellers. Should I wait until rates come down? Are we in a bubble? Why is my house sitting when my neighbors sold last year in 2 weeks? Is now the time to buy before prices go up again? These are the exact questions I answer every day, and I'm going to give you the straight, honest insight based on what's actually happening here in Cape Coral. These are the exact questions I answer every day, and I'm going to give you straight, honest insights based on what's actually happening here in Cape Coral. Not just national headlines or clickbait articles. Because let's be real, real estate is local. What's happening in Miami or Tampa is not what's happening here in Cape Coral. And if you don't understand the local shift, you risk leaving money on the table and, or worse, making a move you'll regret. Stick around, because I'm about to walk you through the latest prices and inventory trends, what it really means for buyers and sellers right now, and what I think is coming next for our market. This isn't just data, it's strategy, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand and what steps to take next. Let's dive into it. All right, guys, let's get to it with this Cape Coral market update for June 2025. Let's see where this market's going, what it's doing, and give you guys a little more insight on what is coming up. So we're going to go over inventory, median price, which is the middle sold point that divides residential real estate market equally, the days amount of days that the houses are on the market, and how many closed sales we had. So let's get into it and see where this market, how it's doing right now. So active inventory, we have for May of 2024, we were at 2,822. February of 2025, we were at 3,515. And in May, we are at 3,166. So inventory is definitely moving. It's a little higher than it was last year, but it is moving. So it's moving in a downtrend right now. So that's a good thing. Median price homes right now, we have for May of 2024, we were at 396,000. February of 2025, we were at 400,000. And May of 2025, we are at 370,000. A little bit lower than last month, but not a huge difference right there. A little bit more bigger gap between May and February. That's a smaller gap we got, and it kind of dropped. But we'll see where it goes in the next month. See if it keeps trending down or if we start trending back up or not. So, but right now that's where we're at, a little bit lower than last month. Days on the market. For May 2024, we had 48 days that houses were sitting on the market on average. February 2025, we were at 62 days. And May of 2025, we're at 53 days. So definitely doing better than we were in February. Not too far off from where we were for days on the market last May. So just a few more days than last year. So houses are moving and they are being sold, definitely with the right price point and negotiations. A lot of houses are getting sold for a lower amount than what they're listed for. So people are open to negotiations on quite a few of these houses. Closed sales. So last year in May, we had 571 homes that were closed on. February, we had 333 houses. And May, we jumped back up to 513 this year. So lower than last year, but definitely a big jump from February. So there are a lot of houses moving right now. So that's a good thing, good sign that, people are pricing houses correctly, or the negotiations are going good for, getting houses for lower prices than what they're asking. So other key numbers that we want to look at is sold per square foot, $245, which is $1 more than last month. Listing prices received were at 98.3%, which means people are actually putting their houses on the market for, the correct price. So a more realistic number. New listings this month were at 744 houses. And the amount of months of inventory that we have with the houses we have right now, it says we have enough inventory right here for 6.2 months. If we didn't have another house come on the market, we would have enough houses to last us 6 months, just a little over 6 months, with the inventory we have right now. So inflation, March 2025, we were at 2.4. It's holding steady at 2.4%. Interest rates are bouncing, just little bouncing, 0.5 here, 0.2, 0.1 is what they're moving right now, up or down. So right now we're at 6.96% for a 30-year. Their target is still to try to get to the 6.7. So we're not too far off on that, and it's not making big jumps back and forth, so it is steadying back out. Unemployment is at 4.2% and staying steady again still. Current supply is at 3,166, and that is an increase from last year of 12.19%. The population has grown a little bit. We're at 243 estimated right now. Still expecting in 6 years to be 250, which I can see that number being a little higher, especially with all the building they're doing right now. That number definitely could be at 250 before 6 years. But they are still estimating by 2050, 320,000 people moving to Cape Coral. So it is still one of the fastest growing cities in Florida right now. Is now the time to buy? Definitely. Inventory and all price points are great right now. Buyer's market They're making great deals with negotiation, lowering prices on a lot of these houses out here. So just because you see the number that's on there, if it's close to your budget, it's definitely worth going to see into negotiations and throwing a number out there to see what we can get it down to. Even if it is at your price point, I still suggest negotiating to see if you can get the house any lower, because it is happening around here quite a bit. Um, and you can get more house for your money right now with getting these prices lower and whatnot. So, um, is it a time to sell? Yeah, I mean, as long as you price your house correctly and it's marketed, um, and it gets a lot of social media, open houses, and it really gets out there for the public to see it, yeah, you can definitely still sell a house. And if it's priced right, you can sell it at a fairly decent timeline. It is a buyer's market, but houses are still moving. Um, there's still a lot of people that want second homes from up north to get out of the cold during the wintertime. So they're still out there, and they're looking year round anymore. So it just depends if they're ready to do it and if they find the right deal. And as long as the sellers can attract buyers, like I said, it all comes down to making sure your house has enough exposure and the most exposure it can get, whether it's open houses, social media, pretty much broadcasting it across everywhere you can, and making sure it's priced correctly. So, and that is all for the market update this month. Like I said, it looks like houses are still trending down a little bit. They're not dropping like rocks. There definitely could be a shift where it, ticks back upward, but we will see that next month and see where it is and kind of see where it's going to be. But you can still get a really nice house down here for a fair price and a decent price. And negotiations are still strong down here, so it's definitely changed in that side of the market where you can negotiate a little bit more and get these houses for a little bit better deal. And it works out for everybody. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you guys next month on the next one. Thanks.